So all they talk about is their kids. What they did at school, what they had to do at school, but did not do, what they ate at school, how school is, how the friends from school are. They talk about what they did with their kids, what they need to do with their kids, what they would like to do with their kids, but it's too expensive, and what they will do with the kids next month. Blah, 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 blah. It's all about their kids.
Useful Thoughts Video Podcast.
When I ask my friends, okay, now you told me everything about your kids and your family, so what about you? They're like, huh? Like, there is a me? There should be. It's almost like the personality disappeared and dissolved, and they became some sort of tool for the families. There's kindergarten, school, spare time activities, vacations, birthday parties, barbecues, pool parties, soccer matches, and all kinds of celebrations that they attend with their kids and girlfriends and wives. Of course, this is fun. Well, there's food and there's music and there are other people to talk to. But I guess this is also very exhausting, and no one of my friends actively chooses to attend the birthday party of Catherine from school. They don't care about Catherine from school. Maybe they want to go golfing or play tennis or drive around with their car or meet the dudes for beers or anything like this, but they can't because they have to go to parties with their kids. Yay. Of course, I am excluded from all these events, but some of my friends' kids I would meet from time to time. It is very nice seeing them growing up. But I'm also very happy to give them back at the end of the day. So why wouldn't they invite me? I mean, now I have a dog. Kids like dogs, but not even the dog seems to be attractive enough to invite me to some party. I know a dog is not a child, but it is the closest thing to a child that I have in my life. And it's the same with all of my friends, males and females. If they have a dog, they treat their dogs just as they would treat their kids, with love and care. So I rather meet other dog owners than people with kids. But unfortunately, dog owners are not regarded as parents from other parents. You might be a dog owner, but it doesn't make you a parent. So why would they invite them? They are not real parents. They are just dog people. And dogs fart and poop. Disgusting. So what are the options for all these single women and men and dog mummies and dog daddies? It is always the ones with kids who exclude the ones without, the childless people. It's never the childless people who exclude the ones with kids. Same way, it's never the poor people who exclude the rich people. It's always the rich people who exclude the poor people. So if you're single and you don't have any kids, one of your best options might be to get a dog and meet other singles with dogs. That happens naturally when you walk your dog on the streets or better in the woods. I mean, yes, but that sounds actually easier than it is. Meeting people on the street just because they have a dog too is not as easy as it sounds, but if the vibes are right, it will come very naturally. You just say, hi, what's your dog's name? And already you're in a conversation. So what's your other option besides getting a dog? I don't understand not everybody can have a dog because of their job situation. I am fighting very, very hard with my jobs to maintain this life with a dog, but I'm working on it and it's going well. What are the other options to meet new people in your 40s or 30s? Hit the bar? Yeah, why not? You could go to the gym or to yoga class or do some other kinds of group activities and sports. You can just book a single vacation and see what happens. It's not that easy. There are many options, but of course, many of them cost some money. But the actual problem with new people, with meeting new people, is that new people are not the people you're missing. It's my friends, my old friends whom I'm missing, not the new people I've never met. There's only a few new people a year that I let into my life. A few people who might qualify for the status of being my friend sooner or later. I became very careful with whom I let into my life and whom not. And another painful thing is there are people whom I've known all of my life, my best friends, and they rather spend their time with new people. It hurts to be left behind by your best friends just because they have kids and you don't. So to sum it up, being a single man in your 40s, childless, leads to social isolation. Not necessarily because of your own choice, but because you're just not interesting anymore for others. That is a very painful thing to accept. But once you have accepted it, you can work with that new situation and find out about the good sides of being single and meeting new people. The goal for many people is having kids, but it's not so easy, especially not for men. You need to find the right partner, somebody whom you can trust. At least this is what you think. When I think of my friends, most of their childs have been accidents. And these accidents, they still exist. And this accidental situation over the years created a family. Not always working, but you can arrange yourself. You can see your kid as a common project. So you can team up and the relationship that started sexually becomes something completely new, like a company who runs a kid or two. I guess once you have become a mother or a father, even your parents will treat you differently. Because now you have fulfilled the purpose of your life, which is having kids. And also they have become grandmothers and grandfathers, so they have fulfilled another purpose in their lives too, namely having a kid who has managed to have kids on their own. I guess the financial situation is also much better for couples. They can share a large apartment, they can split the costs for the heating, they can bundle their financial power and upgrade their home. Living alone is pretty expensive, but I'm sure living in divorce and paying alimony is even more expensive. So much for the social issues being single. In the next episode, I will talk about the best part of being single, namely obligations and freedom. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, the Useful Thoughts video podcast. I hope to see you again.